everyone, happy World Card Making Day. My name's Justine. I'm going to be showing you several ways that you can use your nesting basic shapes dies like squares, rectangles, and circles to get the most out of your products. So let's dive right into the techniques. So to get started, I pulled out a whole bunch of my basic shapes dies from Scrapbook.com. You'll notice these all range from small to large in size, and each one of them is going to be held together with a binder ring for easy storage. I keep them hanging on my pegboard. Now for my cardstock, I've chosen 4 colors. So if you're going to follow along with this tutorial, pick 3-4 colors, any ones that you like, and then I'm going to add some double-sided adhesive to the back of my cardstock so I don't have to worry about gluing tiny intricate pieces later on. This extra step will actually save you a lot of time. The tape I used was 4-inch double-sided tape in an 81-foot roll. I've laid out all of my basic shape dies and I have attached them with a little bit of mint tape, which will come right off when they're all finished. These are going to hold my dies together for when I am die cutting the images. So you're going to go ahead and run these through your die cutting machine in each one of the colors that you choose. So for me, I ran this through my die cutting machine 4 times and I was able to get a huge amount of cards. So I ended up going through, I did circles, stars, and flowers for this tutorial, cut them all out in dark blue, dark purple, pink, and turquoise, and that's going to be my color palette today. I'm going to set them all off to the side here and grab 2 card panels that measure 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to attach them with that same mint tape I used to attach the dies when die cutting. What's important with the mint tape and the die cuts is that you don't remove any of the die cuts so that they're all cut with the same even amount of spacing in between. I'm going to grab my largest die cut now and I'm going to peel off the double-sided adhesive from the back. Once again, there's no gluing because I took that time to add that to the back of my paper. And I'm going to lay this down on my cardstock. Now, between the 2 card panels ensures that I can actually cut these 2 cards apart and I get a 2-for-1 card. So I'm going to line up these flowers. They would have been too big anyway to fit on one side of the front card panel, so I think it's great that I was able to use all the shapes from smallest to largest in order to get this done. It's so pretty when all the colors are laying one within the other, and as I said, you can switch up the colors to your favorites. I'm going to grab my 2 card panels now, and I already have that cut line there as an example. I'm going to line them up in my paper trimmer and give it a cut downwards. This is going to give me 2 card panels as soon as I remove this mint tape from the back here, and then I can go ahead and combine all those extra flower pieces for more cards later. Another thing that you can do with your basic shape dies is you can go ahead and cut a normal shape. In this case, I used a star. And this is going to work better on larger die sizes. So I'm going to grab a whole other shape here, for example, the circles, and I'm going to place these one on top of the other over top of the star. This is just going to create some really cool geometric patterns. Then you can go ahead, grab a pair of scissors, flip it upside down, and cut out any area that is hanging over the original die cut. Now I have a star with a circular pattern in between. This makes for some really fun looking cards. You can also create some more and make a really cool background over it, and there are tons of possibilities as what you can do with these when they're all finished. Adding it simply to a card panel makes it an excellent focal point. For my next technique, I've gone ahead and scored my cardstock. It's an 8.5 by 11 piece. I've scored it down the center vertically and horizontally. And now I'm using those crisscross grid lines to line up my dies. You can use any shape for this. I chose circles. So I'm going ahead and adding my circles one after the other to create sort of an archway. So you could make this like a rainbow as well. And then once they're all lined up the way that I want, I can go ahead and use those score lines as a cut line grid. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock into 4 pieces. It automatically gives me 4 panels that I can then use as card fronts. So I'm going ahead and cutting these at 5.5 inches and at 4 1/4 inches on the short side, and then I have my 4 panels. I've now gone ahead and flipped all those panels once again, and I'm adding the circles again so that they get in both corners of my card panel. You could do this in all 4 card panels if you choose. It's completely up to you. Just keep things relatively consistent, although the colors can change in the order. I'm then going to go ahead, my cardstock is kind of already cut. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to cut with some scissors and cut through all of those archways to create my 4 card panels. You can see me cutting through them here and the lines are already there for you. Now in total, I cut out 3 of my nesting dies in 4 different colors, and I was able to get all of these card panels, and I still had some leftover pieces using the techniques I'm creating today. So this is a great bulk card experience. Don't forget that Scrapbook.com actually has new word dies available that you can easily put on top of these cards in the various cardstock colors to finish them all off. Thank you so much for watching and have a happy World Card Making Day. Be sure to check out all the videos that are coming out during World Card Making Day. There are so many ideas for you to be inspired by. Bye for now.